Welcome to the Consistency Club, a monthly podcast dedicated to marketing your photography business from the creators of This Can't Be That Hard. Each month on the 15th, you'll hear an in-depth discussion about a marketing strategy that's working well in the industry right now. Looking for even more support? When you become a member of the Consistency Club, you'll unlock access to the extended version of each month's podcast, along with monthly email and social media templates, and bonus access to that month's secret strategy. Sign up at go.thiscan'tbethathard.com/club to get started. Hey, Dana.
Hello. Ooh, look at those earrings.
Yes, these are like, I feel like almost festival-y kind of.
They really are.
feathery
Okay, she's
earrings.
wearing these like multicolored, it's like, is it leather?
They're
They
leather,
look
yeah.
like feathers, yeah. Okay,
Leather
so here-
feathers. Say that sometimes
leather
fast.
feathers. Here's the question. Do you plan your earrings first and then your outfit?
Oh, no, typically it goes the other way. 'Cause
The other way?
I have more earrings than I have clothes by a fair amount. So it's easier to find earrings that work with whatever I finally settle on. Do you know about me that I went to Catholic school growing up?
No.
Yeah. So I usually point to that as my like default reason why I don't know how to dress myself.
I don't have a reason for not knowing how to dress
I know,
myself.
but she always looks so cute. I grew up wearing uniform, and as much as I like railed against it and hated it when I was
Yeah.
wearing it, now I'm like, can someone just give me a uniform because I don't know what to wear?
Couldn't agree more.
So anyway, in my ancient T-shirt from Old Navy and my earrings, I can
Festival
do.
earrings,
They just
yeah.
seem easier. I can't believe we're already talking about the busy season. Like,
I know.
how is this already upon us? It happens every year where
Every
I'm
year.
like, oh boy, this is when I need to start messaging my clients and getting them booked, because if we all wait, if I don't
Yeah.
start reminding them now, they're not
Yep.
going to, I'm going to be halfway through and it's going to be like, oh crap, I need to, take a bunch of additional sessions or whatever.
Yep.
So
So if
That's
you're
what we're
feeling
here
that
to
way, you are not alone.
yeah.
And we are here to remind you to start sending out those emails, start putting those posts out. And that's what we're talking about today.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to do that using a combination of urgency and scarcity. And urgency and scarcity are terms that I feel like get misused a lot. And so we're going to
Yeah.
just recap really quickly what those two things mean and how they can be used more strategically, and how this month we're going to be using both, or we're going to be encouraging you to use both. So urgency has to do with a time limit. You have to do something by a particular time, so it is urgent, right?
Mm-hmm.
So sale ends Monday, or tomorrow's the last day to XYZ. That is urgency in marketing. Scarcity is where there's a limited quantity available of something.
Yep.
So, in our case, of course, like our time is limited. And so therefore the number of sessions that we can take on is limited. The number of weekend dates available are going to be limited. The number of mini sessions that you're offering might be limited. Whatever it is that you're offering, if there is not an unlimited quantity, which in the case of any service industry, there is a limited quantity, then you can lean into that scarcity. The thing that people do that becomes a little overbearing or over, like the reason that those two things get a bad rep is that they use them in a false way. So they say like the sale ends Monday, but actually it doesn't. Or like, I only have 5 more left, but if 15 people contact me, I'll book every single one of them. So I want to start by encouraging you to, some of the strategies that we're going to talk about today might give you a little bit of the like, wait a minute, but that might not be true. Everyone has sort of a different tolerance for what where the truth is on these particular things. There is a full limit that all of us have for like as booked as you can be. Mm-hmm. Saying I have 45 sessions available this fall is probably not going to spur someone to action. So framing that differently, saying I only have 10 weekend sessions available, or I only, I'm only taking 3 more sessions for this particular month or whatever.
Yes.
You want to find that smaller number so that it spurs someone to action, but you may need to frame it differently depending on where your business is.
Yeah, I just want to expand on that and say you have to find a way to find the scarcity for you that feels right for you, because there is a scarcity, like, again, like you said, if 15 people contact you and you're going to book those 15 people, okay. But how can you, like you said, get that number down in a way that is both accurate, but also does create a sense of urgency? And you're right that, there are only a limited number of weekend sessions in October, weekend sessions when the weather is nicer, sessions before, a certain like deadline that you have to get, like, this often starts to come up like when it gets closer to the holidays, and it's like,
right.
I like only have this much. So, get a little I don't even want to say creative, but like just shift your mind frame a little bit so that you can find the truth in the scarcity for yourself. And so I think that is sort of the like big picture here as we go through these strategies.
And remember too, when we are using scarcity and urgency, it's not because we're trying to trick someone or force them into feeling this false sense of urgency. And this is where I feel like certain marketers do a really unethical job, icky job of almost creating like a panic or a frenzy. We're not recommending that. However, we all are so bombarded by all kinds of different messages, marketing messages very much included, that unless something has some kind of, you have to do this now, or if you don't do this, you're going to miss out on the opportunity. We just don't do it.
We just don't do it. You have to like create a reason to push it to the top of their to-do list. So instead of like you said, making it like, oh, you're going to miss out, instead try to think about it like, I'm trying to raise this up on their priority list so that they, cross this one off, like book your session so that it's done, now, and you're not freaking out about it when it comes to be September.
Yeah. I mean, I am a parent and I very much can relate to my clients in that around the back to school time, it's chaos. You're coming back from vacation. You're trying to get everybody like shopped for and ready to go. And the schedules are coming in and you're getting 1,000 emails a day and whatever. And so you're pretty distracted, and that's a tough thing. However, a couple of months goes by in an instant, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh gosh, I'm getting emails from Minted or whatever about, like, oh, if you want to order discount holiday cards, now's the time to do it. And if my clients don't have their photos by then, they miss out on that. Like they want to have their ducks in a row. We are giving them an opportunity to sort of think about that at the time that they need to think about that in order to then give future them that benefit.
Yep. You're like the reminder app that's popping up to be like, let me make this easy for you.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's kind of the gist of this month's marketing. We are going to encourage you. I don't think most photographers have like, my calendar is open and now my calendar is closed as their, the way that they do business. But what we're going to do in both our emails and our social media is we are going to kind of give people a date that like, here's the date when you need to put it on your calendar to, by this point, you should be ready to book a session. And whether you are doing, certainly this makes a lot of sense for anything like family photography or pet photography or anything where somebody's going to use photos for holiday gifts and stuff like that. If you're a wedding photographer, reminding people that like that transitional weather season is coming and it's a great time for photos. If you do brand photography, people need stuff for seasons, a couple of seasons in advance. So you can sort of roll it out and use the seasonality as your like, great, we're going to do these photos now. I mean, we've all seen photos of like, or footage of fashion magazines photographing like for the fall line or the winter line in the dead of summer. And there's like fake snow and somebody's like sweating it out in a coat, that would be sort of the call to action there. So we're going to use a bit of urgency and scarcity in our templates to help you get people thinking about crossing this off their list now. And that's going to help them. And it's ultimately obviously going to help you. If we can, as photographers, walk into the busy season having most of our time kind of spoken for, it's such a great position to be in.
Yeah. It really is. So I think like just as a big picture marketing vision to give yourself, you can kind of think about this in like 3 different phases, which is like you're gearing people up like, hey, fall's coming or spring's coming or whatever, like school's about to start and everything's going to get crazy. So like the gearing people up for it is like kind of phase 1. Then the phase 2 is like, okay, now's the time. Like, AKA the sale is happening is sort of like phase 2. Like now is the time, go book, make it really easy for them. Click right here. A lot of like, let's just get this crossed off the list and get it done. And then phase 3 can be sort of like, wow, a lot of this is like where a little bit more of like the scarcity can come in a different way, is like so many people booked. Like you can like show, your bookings or like and you can be like, if you missed out, don't worry, there's still a few spots. Or if you want to get on, if you really do book out like all of your sessions and you're considering maybe opening up, a special wait list for that, that could be sort of like your phase 3 where you're like, if you didn't do it, don't feel bad. I'm going to give you another opportunity. So prep for it. It's happening right now. If you missed it, don't worry. Here's your other opportunity. You can either get on a wait list or there's still a few spots available.
Yeah. And of course, I always love to harken back to the episode that I did on the regular podcast a couple of years ago with Jay McLaughlin, who talked about pre-selling spring sessions.
Oh my gosh, such a good
once you're all booked out. So I'll link that in the show notes for today's Consistency Club episode, just because it's always worth a listen for those of you who find yourselves in the enviable position of being fully booked and having to potentially turn clients down.
Yeah, it's one of my absolute favorite episodes. It's such a good strategy. I'm literally like searching right now to see if we can find it, but I can't find it off the top of my head. I'm like, where is it?
Anyway, I don't feel like this month we need to go into a ton of like beating this over the head. Really what you want to do is be talking both on social and in your email list about now is the time. Now is the time. Go ahead and book. Let's get this done. Let's cross this off your list. And in this month's templates, we are giving you all the copy that you need to do that very quickly and easily, especially for any of those of you who might feel like writing true sales copy is your personal nemesis.
Your Achilles heel, yeah.
Yeah, we've got the actual copy and paste in there for you. There's actually 3 email templates this month instead of 2. And yeah, I think with that, we can probably switch over to our members only stuff. Yeah. If you are listening to this when it drops, then there is still time. If you're listening to this before July 31st, there's still time to either join the Consistency Club or get your ticket for the Marketing Summit happening July 31st. We're going to be covering how you can get your workflow as streamlined as possible for the busy season and your marketing workflow in particular, which I think is going to be super valuable. I'm really excited about our speaker lineup and the whole thing.
Pumped. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. So hopefully we will see you guys all there.
Excellent. And the easiest way to do it is to go to go.thiscan'tbethathard.com/club and join us here in the Consistency Club. That's it for this month's marketing lesson, but there's more waiting when you become a member. Visit go.thiscan'tbethathard.com/club to join the Consistency Club and get instant access to the rest of this episode, your Mad Lib style email and social media templates, our library of bonus trainings, and this month's secret strategy. Again, that's go.thiscan'tbethathard.com/club. We can't wait to have you.